Hello everyone. I just thought I'd do an update on what I've been working on, what is new, what has changed, and just give everyone a bit of a rundown of what you guys can potentially sell, incorporate into Claw, however you want to do it. But I thought I'd give an update of all the stuff I've been working on, and where the value is in terms of what we can market, what we can sell, because in the end of the day, as everyone knows, we need to start selling. And there's a lot of products here that have so much value to them. So I just want to bring everyone up to speed. So this is the Oracle. This is what everyone already knows what the Oracle is, what the Oracle does. And this is really, nothing has changed in here. What I have launched and what I spoke about before is the V4 curves. Now, please ignore this massive blue line. Sadly, my DGX went down because I actually had a power cut, would you believe, in this day and age. So I had to restart my forward curve. Now, if we decide to sell this to an institution, obviously it won't be working on my DGX. It'll be running on a proper server. But anyway, talking about the forward curves, as you can see yesterday, we had a really good day. You can actually take some of these lines out so you don't get so confused. What I am seeing is, if you can understand this chart, is from the 6-hour prediction, which is here. So we made the raw prediction at 1 to the 6-hour. The 6-hour is getting really good. So after 6 hours worth of data, I've been seeing many times where the 6 hours is actually hitting that around about the right timing. This is the V4 curve. I then decided to build out a V5. And the reason why I want to talk about these curves, oh, there we go. It's now reset. Lovely. The reason I want to talk about the forward curves is because no one is producing these in the market at the moment. There is no forward curves in crypto. If you go into the FX markets, if you go into the oil markets, there's loads of forward curves because it's actually dictated on the forward price of what people believe the price will be. Now in Bitcoin, sadly, there's only very limited data sources in terms of contracts, options, etc. So really it's a guessing game. But the point is that we are now producing forward curves in crypto and no one is doing that. So there's so much value in this, and I really want people to sort of open their eyes to this could be absolutely massive, and we are predicting with high accuracy. So I think I've gone over that before, so I'm not going to bore everyone to death with that. But the point being is we have two forward curves, and I'm going to show you the interface of them. So that new interface actually lives in a new URL, and this is called the forward curves. So as you can see below, we have the spread matrix. We also have the actual predictions, what we think they're going to be. Like I said before, we have two models. We have the V432, and we also have the standalone forward curve called the V5. The way the V5 works is more around trading, and this is sort of a flash curve. So every 5 minutes, this curve will update. Whereas the V432, if I show you the history, it starts at 1 o'clock. It anchors the price as the price changes. And like I showed you, this would have obviously, this would have changed here. As you can see, the price is now changed on the curve, which will then re-reflect in here. So the point being is we have two forward curves. We have a V5 flash. We also have a V4, and these guys are updating constantly based on where the market is moving. As you can see, these will update every 5 minutes, and they will give you a better comparison on where the market is believed to go. So that's all very exciting. We also have down here all the curve analysis, how accurate we've been compared to the raw. So the raw is the original prediction, and then the stabilized is what is stabilized to. So the forward curve prediction actually here, the real down analysis, so what the carries were each time period, the curve decomposition over time periods, and you've got also a curve trade calculator. So there's a lot of value in the forward curves. As you can see, no one's producing this stuff, but Eagle AI, we are, and we can shout about it from the rooftops if we want, how we want to do it. So this has added some serious value. On the back to the Oracle and going into the Eagle AI agent. So this is actually now using all of our database in terms of the IPC trades, everything. So for example, what is the current price of BTC. This will then return me, obviously, hopefully, the current price of Bitcoin. And what it will also do is it has been trained to feel like and behave like it is a quantitative CME trader. So it should actually return some CME indicators or CME guides. So for example, here we go. We are trending bearish. The regime is strong with momentum confirmed by ADX 44.3. Price is sitting below the key EMAs. So you can see we're overall bearish. Now, this is really valuable because you can ask it anything about trading, but you can also ask it, okay, for the past 7 days, what was the CME futures strategy that IPC could have used to make some dollar? So what this will then do, and I'll walk you through the backtesting hub. I'm pretty certain I showed people through the backtesting hub, but what this will then do is use one of the optimizers, and it will see when IPC would have made money trading CME futures contracts. So here we go. The top CME futures play the past 7 days is the 2-hour short strategy. So Bitcoin 2-hour shorts when the ADX is 30, very strong trend. The delta of 3 above 300. The performance, 5 trades, $400 profit. Average is $78 a trade with 34.28 Sharpe ratio. So you can really see how it's proper added value. Like I don't even need to do anything. I can just ask it these questions. Now, going to the backtesting hub, as you know, this is where we can actually look at our current strategies and see what's going on in the market. So let me just load up. This is our favorite one, obviously the CME futures, but also I added a regime advisor. So what is the current regime? Well, the ADX is this, the RSI is this, the MACD is this, the ATR is this, the direction is this, the trend, the volatility, XYZ. And as you can see, it's then loaded up strategies that actually have worked in this regime before. So rather than saying, okay, this is our strategy, what worked before in this period? So rather than guessing, okay, well, this might work, this actually worked before, and this is what we followed. So scrolling down and going into also the CME futures fund. So let's go the last 7 days. Let's look for a minimum of $400. And as you guys know, the market has been horrible. I mean, we've dropped from, I think it was 84K, around about that, down to like 75. It's been disgusting. A lot of people are hurting. There's a lot of pain in the market. But we were calling the signals. We were making money in this market if you were following the strategies. So let me show you a strategy here. So we've got a 2-hour, a delta of 400, full day, 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock New York City. We click on this strategy. This will then open up a playbook. This will then show you, based on trading 4 Bitcoins, which is around about 40 micro contracts, so about 400K, let's say. Well, actually not even that anymore. I keep forgetting it's 75. But the point is, this is trading them amount of contracts. If we followed the 2-hour time frame, a short direction, full day, 8 a.m. to 4 o'clock New York City, and the delta was 400, if you held this trade for a 2-hour period, like we normally would, is a $312 per contract, let's say. But if you held it for 2-hour 45, then your P&L would actually been better. So it's also got an optimal exit analysis based on the strategy as well. So if we scroll down, you can then see the individual trades that it took. And here we have one that was actually taken yesterday. You can see here that we would have made a nice move of $471 on the Bitcoin. And so we would have made this amount of P&L. So it really adds value. So, okay, you might be saying, great, this is really cool, amazing, bish, bash, bosh, but I need to write this down, I need to scan it, and it's getting too much stress. So this is why now, if you click this lovely sniper button, it says load into the tracer. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the IPC tracing tool, but originally this was built by Rico. Now, ignore most of the left-hand side because this is all sort of new, but originally it was the tracer, so you can see our predictions and you can see the candle data. Now, what I've done is I've allowed for you to, once you've pulled in your strategy, so you've agreed that, okay, well, my strategy is full day New York time. It's an EMA bear. So let's filter this to an EMA bear, 400. Make sure you're on the right time frame, which is a 2 hour. And then what we can do is actually show the backtest trades. So we can then pull in them same trades that were actually taken. Now, this is a beautiful example. I mean, we had a trade today on at this time. This was the entry, and this was the exit. But if they held for another 45 minutes, as per the strategy says, I mean, you're closing your trade out around right here. So you've got a massive move down, right? And obviously, Bitcoin is fucking going even lower. I didn't think that could happen. But the point is, it is really showing value. So what my point is, what my upgrade is here, you can now see the backtest results. You can even see clear as day. Great, we called for a short here because the delta is correct. That's what we were looking for. You can see that these strategies are making money, and they're showing you that they're making money in real time. No more of this sort of, okay, let's follow this spreadsheet. Great, I can see here's the short, I can see here's the exit. So what I've then also done on top of that, which is something that I've been working on, and this is new, so don't judge me for it. This is straight out the box. But I've now included a AI analysis. So what this does is then it then brings in trade recommendations. So right now, this would have been a short, and I actually pressed this earlier. I don't know if I don't think I've got that tab open. I do actually. Here we go. Right, great. So I pressed this earlier, and as you can see, this was calling for a short. So you can see that this was our stop loss. This was our take profit. Obviously, it's blown through that. But let me just load back up this chart. Here is calling for a short again. So you can see here the stop loss, the take profit. But here are the support lines. You've got a support here, support here, support here, support here. You've then got a resistance here, a resistance here, and a resistance here. So you can really see the difference in the supports and the resistances, and it all pops up for you in a nice little bit here. This is very new. I've trained the models. I've tried to make them really good, X, Y, Z. This is something I'm working on, but I'm just not diving into it too much more. I just sort of want to relax on it a little bit, because I don't want to keep chucking things at IPC because they have a lot in their wheelhouse. But the point is, we are innovating, and there is so much here that there is no reason for someone not to be making money. So yeah, that is the tracer, that is the oracle, that is the agent. And I think that is us wrapped up for what I've produced, what is currently available. Nice, this is updated now. So you can see that the forward curves are updated based on the current price. So yeah, so there's no reason for anyone to say that you cannot use AI and make money in this market. We are proving you can. The point is that we need people to be able to understand it. So I hope you guys can understand where I'm at. I hope you can see what I've built out. And there is anything that you want to ask, questions, etc., just let me know. But there is so much value in this stuff right here. We've gone from having one line across a graph that would show us X, Y, Z, to now having full tools and capabilities to actually make you money in this market. There's so much we can do with this. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I didn't ramble too much. Let me know if you've got any questions.